Hey there, so I thought I would do a little video just to kind of show this binary clock thing that I've been working on. People say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so a video is clearly worth a lot more. Anyway, so yeah, this is the binary clock. This was kind of inspired by a kit that I got probably in the late 90s from EKI. The physical layout, at least with the LEDs and the placement of some of the components, was sort of driven by that. I thought it was a cool kit. It was pretty simplistic. It was just built on some 4000 series CMOS logic, flip-flops and gates and whatnot. It's a simple 12-hour clock. This one has RGB LEDs connected to PWM drivers and a Cortex M0. It's an STM32F0 series chip. So I added some other things. It's got a beeper and a little photo transistor on it, so it will react to light. If we hit it with some light, you can see the LEDs jump up brightness there, and they dim down when it's a little darker. So if you put it on your nightstand, it's not blinding you all night like the original clock that I have. But in addition to just being a clock, it also, of course, has a calendar and a thermometer, because these are important things to know too. So it's actually pretty neat. You can choose the colors that you want. The way I've set it up is it will store 8 points in time, so you can set hours, minutes, seconds, up to 8 different slots, if you will. And each slot can be configured to be an audible alarm, so it'll beep. It can set the colors at that time. It can also cause the display to blink on and off. So you can have a nice audio-visual alarm. The other thing that I was working on and need to finish implementing is a color change. So what it will do is, over the course of the day, each of those intervals, each of those time slots that you set will cause it to fade to that set of colors. So if I have slot A is red and blue and slot B is yellow and green, when I'm midway between time A and time B, the display will be midway color-wise between those colors as well. So that way you can have the clock over the course of the day gradually change from one color set to another. So it actually looks really neat. The original clock had mechanical buttons. I used the touch sensing controller on this particular chip, so these little white things are actually buttons. So you can tap them. E is kind of exit or enter into this menu mode. And one of the first things I made sure I had, because I remember there being some discussion about it in the both port channels, should a binary clock show you the time in BCD, or should it be true binary? So of course there's a flag for that. There's some different views with these menus. This particular one just lets you toggle bits, so you move the up or down to select which LED or which bit you wanna change, and then A or B will turn it, or B or C rather, will turn it on or off. This one happens to be for binary, so we'll turn it off and save it. And then if we go back to the clock, now you can see it's showing us the time in plain old binary. This is the temperature, and then here's the time again. So you can look at it whichever way you prefer. I find it's a little bit faster to read the binary coded decimal format, so I tend to prefer to leave that on. But if you would rather see it the other way, you can certainly do that too. Another thing that I thought was kind of cool that turned out pretty well was this color picker. So basically what I have is you select the zero or background color, or the foreground color, red, green, or blue. That's what you see all the way on the left there. So that's our zero color. And then B lets you change the interval by which you want to increment or decrement this particular color element. So if I set it to the max here, then I go to, let's do green. So you can see that actually changes the colors, and you see the changes in real time, which is kind of neat. It shows you it's basically just showing you seconds on the right, but you can see what the mixed colors look like as you make these adjustments. So it's kind of fun to play around with. You can save these different levels, and it will recall them at various points in the day. So of course, if you want to abandon your changes, you just hit E to exit. A actually activates the changes, so I don't have to save them. It gives me the opportunity to abandon something if I don't like where things are going. Anyway, But there's a chart with what all these different menu modes are. There's 34 so far. I have a feeling there's going to be a few more that get added. But it's pretty neat to play with. I've been pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. So anyway, I just thought I'd put this out there. It's kind of neat. Things I still need to implement are the color crossfading, the alarm stuff. I was going to set up an hourly chime too. If you want, you can enable that. I want to implement some daylight saving stuff too, so I don't have to touch this thing every time the season changes. So anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and there will be more to come.